Hello everybody and welcome back to another brand new video where today we've actually got some Doctor Who news to be able to talk about for the first time in quite a long time. Unfortunately it's not related to the main series of the show, anything about Series 13 or Revolution or Daleks or anything like that that's coming in the future, but it's about the return of Christopher Eccleston to Doctor Who for the first time since 2005. So yes, it's pretty major news that was announced just this afternoon that he would be returning for a series of audio adventures produced by Big Finish, of course, the company who has been making hundreds and hundreds of Doctor Who related audio adventures since 1999, I believe. And up until this point, Christopher Eccleston hasn't had any involvement in terms of any audios or anything like that since 2005. He hasn't done a single sort of official Doctor Who related thing since 2005 because, among other things, he was just so kind of badly treated by the producers and the directors and just the way the show was made in 2005, or 2004 mainly for him. It was just such a bad and negative experience that he really, really went very far away from the show off the back of that series. He's talked a lot about the sort of physical and mental health problems he was struggling with during the filming of that programme in the years sort of since then, and how just it was such a negative experience all around. And so sort of throughout his life since then, as much as obviously we as fans have always loved his portrayal of the Doctor and have wanted to see more of that, he's kind of been very against being involved in the show in any form again. It's kind of gradually started to open up in the last few years. He sort of started doing a few conventions in the last 2 or 3 years, which has been really, really great. And it just showed he sort of finally kind of come round to Doctor Who again a little bit more, kind of he'd not necessarily got over the pain and challenges of filming that series back in 2005, but has kind of been able to move past it a little bit more, to be willing to actually be directly involved in the show once again, in the form of these audio adventures that are coming soon. So yeah, it is a pretty significant moment, I think, for the show to have Chris returning to do, as I say, I think it's 12, they've commissioned so far 12 separate audio adventures, audio series, whatever you want to call them, that unfortunately won't be released, at least start being released until May 2021, so there's going to be a bit of a wait until we get them and get to have a listen to them, but just having him back actually playing the character again for the first time since Parting of the Ways. He hasn't done anything, he hasn't taken on the role of that character at all since that episode, which back in, what was that, June 2005, and we're now talking August 2020. It's crazy that he's finally decided he's willing to kind of take on the role again and have another crack at the Doctor. It's just something that's really, really exciting and interesting, I think, to be able to look forward to and listen to. I wouldn't say I've always massively delved into Big Finish and the sort of audio adventures of Doctor Who, partially because I just sometimes find myself struggling to engage so much with the kind of audio drama adventures and things, not because they're bad, just because I sometimes struggle without the visuals being able to engage as much and keep focused in on the stories, which is so important when you're listening to something like that. But also, of course, the price of Big Finish makes it quite challenging to be able to consistently buy lots of things from them. And I understand they've got to make money and everything, but it is also some of the pricing structures are intriguing. And I'm like, if there was suddenly a Big Finish streaming service, I'd be there in no time at all, but there isn't. So maybe this will sway me when we get closer to the time. I'm not going to be pre-ordering them right now, but I think it's just a really, really exciting day for Doctor Who fans, particularly sort of a fan like me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching who became a Doctor Who fan in 2005 off the back of Series 1 and Christopher Eccleston's portrayal of the Doctor, and that was really what got you into the show. It certainly did with me, and so finally to have the kind of your childhood Doctor playing the character again, even if it is in audio form, I think is just such an exciting thing and something I'm really, really looking forward to at least having a little hint and listen to in the future when they do get around to releasing them. So yes, that's the main bulk of the news that's been announced today. I mean, it does open the much wider question of whether Chris would be potentially interested in doing a future TV episode, a TV special, maybe a multi-Doctor 60th anniversary special type story. It feels like we're starting to open up the possibility of that now, where 5 years ago Chris was completely uninterested in the show. The only really things he would talk about were negative things about how bad the production was behind the scenes. There wasn't really anything positive he had to say about the show. But now suddenly we've got to him doing conventions, to him sort of realising the fan love and adoration they have for him for playing that character, even though it was only for that one series. And so to have him now doing audio adventures, does that open the door to doing TV ones? I don't know. Only time will tell, as is always the case. But I feel like it's more possible than ever that he will be able to do that. And even if not, it's still exceptionally exciting to be able to find randomly listen to just some more stories with him in audio form. It'll be interesting to see what these audio adventures take in the form they take in terms of companions. Do they bring back Billy Piper and have the Doctor and Rose do another sort of series together? I personally would really like that. I'm not so much of a fan of the kind of audio-only companions that are created. I kind of find it easier to connect with just more stories with the same team I've seen on TV, so I would probably prefer to see Rose going alongside the Ninth Doctor for a series of adventures. I don't know whether that'll happen. I feel like I just kind of would like some reasonably sort of simple, just exciting stories, rather than, you know, going back to any sort of Time War stuff or getting it complicated like that. I don't think we really need that. I think what the fans really just want is a bunch of great stories with the Ninth Doctor playing that brilliant character and Chris Eccleston playing that brilliant character all over again 15 years on. So yes, that's just about it for this news. Of course, it had been hyped up the last couple of days when a load of the journalists started posting about it on, or sort of hinting at it on social media. Part of me was hoping it would be something Series 13 related or the future of the TV show related rather than Big Finish. But I'm still very much excited for this, and I still think it's definitely something worth talking about because, yeah, maybe on the surface you think, oh, it's just a Doctor doing some audio adventures. It's not that big a thing, but the fact is it's Christopher Eccleston doing it, who just hasn't done anything for the show in 15 years. So yeah, it's very exciting news, I think. But guys, please do let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. Are you going to purchase them when they come out in 2021? Just, yeah, what are your thoughts? What would you like to see them do within the series as well? And do you think it's likely he might turn up for a TV episode at some point in the future? But yeah, guys, that's just about it from this video. As always, remember that like button, that subscribe button if you're new here, and I'll see you again very soon for a brand new one. Goodbye!